we go. Hello, everyone. Evening. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back to Mass Effect 3. How is everyone tonight? Hope everyone's doing well. So, as we get into things, funny story to kick us off, and this involving my wonderful wife and the level of trust that she has that I'm not going to pull some really intolerably stupid, but let's be honest, frankly hilarious dad joke, or funny to me at least. We got these little Easter candies. They're little malt ball eggs. They're for Thessia, and she loves them. So when I got one for her, Erica asked me. Erica gave me a look like, "Why didn't you bring me one?" Or at least that's how I interpreted the look. Again, so afterwards, I asked if she wanted an egg. I asked, "Do you want an egg?" This was made somewhat funny by the fact that just shortly before this, I'd made a couple of fried eggs with dinner, and so I had a couple of them ready to use on the counter, which I wound up eating. She interpreted, "Hey, do you want an egg?" To mean, "Hey, do you want me to bring you a fried egg and hand it to you on the couch?" And to which she said no, and then I said, "Oh, well, I guess I'll just have it," because I'd already gotten out one of the chocolate eggs. I ate it, and she was disappointed by what it turns out that I had meant. And so I went to offer her another one after finished eating my coffee. And when I go to bring it, she holds out her hand above like this, behind the couch, very tentatively. "Hey, Kylie, here for me." Very tentatively, as if in fear that I was about to hand her a fried egg. Because after the discussion, naturally, what else would I do other than hand her a fried egg? Well, as it turns out, I did actually give her a chocolate egg. So, but it was a missed opportunity, really. Really a missed opportunity for, let's go here, for a really bad joke. It's a real shame. It's a real shame. Anyway. Okay, where are we? Here, alright. Let's see, what do we need to do? Counselor we need to talk to. Bailey we need to talk to. War strategist, okay. Jacob's still here, though we've talked to him, I think, as much as we can. I've talked to all of them well enough. Liara, same. James and Zaid also. Alright. Alright, so.
Spectre status recognized.
The embassies.
Select a destination.
We're going to pick up our next actual main story quest. We've been away from the actual story of this game on crazy side quests involving attempted and perhaps successful shore leave now for 2 weeks, while there's a horrifying war on. So maybe we should get back to business at some point. All right. Oh, hey.
Excuse me. I'm Commander Shepard. If you promise to be careful, I've got something for you.
A Reaper code fragment. Yes, I can use this to try to predict their strategic processes. We might be able to save a few worlds with this, Commander. Thank you.
Nice. Kylie says, "Finally got my computer into Best Buy yesterday, using Mom's Mac until it gets fixed." Well, at least you get something, so that's good. Let's see what we have at the Spectre office, see if there's anything to do or new here. My neck is, my throat, by the way, has been feeling much better. Not completely fine, still a little bit bruised on the side, but I can move okay, finally. So, that's good news. Don't need. Oh my gosh, that's way too expensive. We'll have to get to that eventually. Kylie says, yeah, it's tricky to figure out how to work the Mac, though. I get that entirely. It seems like it would. I have very seldom used a Mac for anything. The only time I've ever used a Mac for really anything since elementary school, I guess, was when I had borrowed one for some time in high school to do music stuff. So like music writing sheet music.
Yes, Commander Shepard found some encryption algorithms. The team is expecting results soon.
This was back when Macs were pretty exclusively for artistic stuff, and they did it. They did the job very, very well. Since then, there's been more cross-platform software that's developed, and it's more an aesthetic choice. But all right, let's see.
I want all remaining files secured and marked for Tentron clearance only. Commander Shepard, thank you for coming.
Did you find something?
The Council has ordered a full review into Donald Udina's activities. We're still piecing together his coup attempt. But that isn't why I asked you here. The situation is growing urgent for my people. We're aware your crucible is still missing a key component.
The catalyst. Do you know something?
If this place isn't secure, I don't know where would be.
Artifact on our homeworld, Thessia, known only to highest levels of my government.
What is it?
With any luck, it's a means to help you locate the catalyst. The artifact is kept in a temple located at these coordinates. I've ordered a scientific team to meet you there.
Well, this is the sketchiest thing I've seen in this entire game, and we went to an asteroid facility full of brainwashed people who are doing human experimentation.
If this artifact is so important, why keep it hidden?
Every species in the Citadel has its secrets, Commander. But this one, in the wrong hands, would upset the balance of galactic power.
The Reapers are doing that right now.
Which is why I'm bringing this to you.
I appreciate the help.
It's you who will be helping us. The matriarchs are growing desperate. For the first time in our history, Thessia is vulnerable. For all our intellect, we're outmatched by Reaper firepower.
I'll do what I can.
Whether you know it or not, you've become the sole ray of hope in a very dark night. Goddess be with you.
Huh. Alright, well. Looks like we're off to uncover some horrifying and ridiculous Asari secrets. Kylie says, I watched the new Disney movie the other day. Was it Raya? The animation is amazing. It looked good. I haven't had a chance yet.
Spectre status recognized. Please select a destination.
Let's just go to... Let's go to the Commons really quick and see if there's anything new to buy. There shouldn't be, but let's have a look. Yeah, I haven't had a chance yet. It did look very good, though.
Now
Really good.
arriving at Presidium Commons.
I mentioned this on the Discord, but I don't know if I mentioned it on stream yet. That I did finally watch. You know what? Never mind. Let's just go. I did finally watch Soul, Pixar's Soul, and I found it to be surprisingly good. Actually, let's go back to the Normandy the old-fashioned way. There might be a cutscene for this.
Spectre status. Please select a destination.
Oh wow, it's like $30 for a premiere viewing. Oh, I didn't know that. I'll wait a bit. I'll wait a bit.
Are highlighted on the elevator. One moment, please.
Like I said though, I will wait a bit for in part just because I can afford to wait. That's fine. I don't need to see it right now. I don't do reviews and stuff, and no one in the household is clamoring for it in particular. But beyond that, I'm not a big fan of the whole premium premiere thing on streaming services that, you know, I'm already paying for, that kind of thing. Same reason why I almost on principle don't buy or rent Amazon movies on Amazon through Prime. because again, I'm paying for Prime, so the subscription service. I don't want to also pay to rent the things, that kind of thing. It's not, it seems, it's not the kind of business practice that I like to promote, let's say. And again, nothing about the this in particular, at least, there's nothing to say about the company in particular, but it's not the kind of thing that I would like to see take off, let's say. I might like to see something where there is more of a shift towards pay-per-view in terms of new movies, especially with the sort of contraction of the unfortunate contraction of movie theaters. But if it's part of a subscription service and then you pay for it again, not a big fan of that. Ellie says I do that only for Doctor Who on Prime Video. I haven't watched New Who since when was the last time I was able to watch it somewhere officially? Because there was a while when BBC was streaming it free worldwide. That was not long though. It didn't last. Oh, there wasn't a cutscene. I'm disappointed. I thought there was. It must be later. Probably after the big party we're gonna have, I'd guess.
Alright, here's another one. Dates back to the Rachni Wars.
Oh, they're doing jokes again.
So, a Krogan and a Salarian have landed on a Rachni world for a top-secret mission.
That is unlikely. Salarians rarely took part in raids on Rachni-occupied worlds directly.
Missing the point.
We know.
So the two guys are climbing up a hill going through this nasty green fog. And as they get near the top, they come out of the fog, and the Salarian sees thousands of Rachni. He looks over at the Krogan and says, "Oh, well, that makes me nervous." The Krogan says, "You think that's scary? When this is over, I have to go back down through that fog by myself."
The implication being that the Salarian soldier would be dead.
Yes. Thank you for killing the 2,000-year-old joke.
That joke plays to racial stereotypes on both sides. The Krogan appears brutish and insensitive, while the Salarian appears weak. Stereotypes such as exemplified here led to the development and use of the genophage.
Well, yeah. Ooh. It's also one of the only jokes you'll hear both Salarians and Krogan telling. Comedy isn't really about being nice. Sometimes it's a way to air out the ugly things people think.
Hey, nice one, Joker. That's great. I love that. As you can tell by the thumbnail... Oh, also, I wanted to move myself over. As you can tell by the thumbnail, I'm hoping we will get to one of my favorite parts of this... Let me go further than that. Quite possibly my favorite video game cutscene ever, which is Joker telling a really funny story about something. Hopefully we'll get to that tonight. I don't actually know what the conditions are to activate it, to make it happen, to make him want to hang out and tell stories. But hopefully that'll be tonight. Maybe after this mission, we'll go back to the Citadel, and that'll be it. But yeah, I think that was phenomenal. That's my God, that is a great exchange that is so incredibly relevant to like the world right now. That there's this.
Commander, Admiral Hackett is available in the war.
That's okay. I don't need to talk to him really. I do want to maybe upgrade weapons because I forgot to do that again before we go to Thessia. Because I'd like a sniper rifle, quite honestly, and not an SMG. Viper, but it's one. Maybe if I upgraded that all the way, it might be okay. Widow's really heavy. That'll help a little. I'll try and upgrade the Widow and see if that means I have a serviceable cooldown time. And Widow. These are going to be expensive. I'm going to run out of money. Where'd I put it? There it is. Why am I so absolutely terrible at looking through these lists. It doesn't help that it's in no way alphabetical or organized in any fashion. Wait, what? Where is it? Can I not upgrade it any further? Because that would be awful. Is anyone seeing this? Am I an idiot? I might be. Let me know in the chat if I'm an idiot and I've just passed it 3 times. Anyway, Kylie had said, yeah, they should put it back on Netflix and miss binge watching the show. Yeah, very true. I could really do with rewatching some of the old seasons of New Who. Yeah, I'm looking for the Widow sniper rifle. I forget what the prefix is for it, but I can't find the damn thing. I'm also just really, really bad at looking through these lists. I like to half joke, and by half I mean less than half joke. I can't find it. What in the hell? That's ridiculous. What in the world? I like to less than half joke. That I have a and some Valiant. If I upgrade the heck out of this, it'd be pretty good. It's good damage. Less than the Widow, though. Yeah, this. M98 Widow. I'm looking for that on the list. M98. Maybe I'll look for that. In any case, I like to slightly less than half joke that I have about an 8 in wisdom in terms of D&D stats. I have no perception modifier, no perception bonus. I cannot see things if they are directly in front of my face. All right, let's go to Dakuna first, because that seems important. I mean, it is important. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, I cannot spot things that are painfully obviously in front of me in a lot of circumstances. Dakuna, there. I'll say as well, this is another thing I would love to see tweaked in the in the Legendary Edition. Oh crap! One thing I'd love to see tweaked in the Legendary Edition is the ability to access the journal or access the menu from the galaxy map, so I don't have to leave the galaxy map, go back to walking, and then access it, then go back in, wait through each cutscene, just to look at my menu to see like what my quests are and where I need to go. That's kind of irritating, and it's frankly been irritating since the first game, but I have heard nothing about them fixing that. So, alright, Dakuna's Moon. Oltan. Or Oltan or Otan. Alright, cool. Got some of their space forces. Let's go to Dakuna. I attracted Reapers, which is not really a good thing. Bing. Alright. This is a great thing, so I'm actually going to read this. The Elcor homeworld Dakuna overflows with natural resources protected by law, from large deposits of precious metals to vast forests. The Elcor themselves live in rich grasslands near the equator. The majority of Dakuna's settlements are tucked within this belt. The conservative Elcor feel little desire to build outside their comfort zone. Their twin capitals are for migrations from the wet season to the dry season, a tradition made obsolete by modern technology, but still observed. That's really cool. Migrating capitals, I love it. Such a cool little cultural work. After the destruction of the Elcor Navy, Reapers moved in their ground troops to occupy the cities. This has taken longer than most civilized worlds, as the Elcor have spread out into smaller, distant settlements, reflecting their preference for close-knit family communities instead of densely packed cities. I love Elcor. I just love them. They're so wonderful. Also, 4 times Earth standard gravity. That definitely would make it difficult for Reaper ground forces, which are designed for 1G, more or less. Close enough to 1G. Alright, let's see. Oh, fine. See? I have to do that every time. That's irritating. Okay, got that. Done. Oh, check my private terminal to continue, so let's do that. Vector? Nope. Nope. Command D? Nope. More terminal? No. Weird. Huh. Do love the trident. Huh.
Commander?
Anyway, I guess the next thing. Collector Cruiser. Okay. Oversee a second strike team from the Normandy in the far rim. Let's go there. Way over here. Opposite side of the galaxy entirely.
I found something.
Those are just papers. Derelict cruiser. Alright, moving down the tunnel. Alright, moving on in. Dead collectors. Recovered one thrall ball. Got some dead collectors. We've got movement. Javik with them. Not returning fire. Alright, so this is the important part. Okay, loud. Sorry. Javik says, Commander, a collector touched me. I've read them. The Leviathan Stone. It awakened them from the Reaper's control. They're confused. The Reapers have angered them, but with so much corrupted, they are not my people. They wish to help us fight the Reapers, but they are ghosts, more synthetic than real. We should end them. And others are saying no. So let's negotiate. Definitely. Alright, cool. So we got collector armor. That's nice. Right, let's get out of here. Back to Dolan. Let's actually go downstairs and check that out, shall we? Ooh. Oh, I have to pick them up somewhere, don't I? Oh, it's in the Spectre. Oh, it's back on the Citadel. All right, well, I'll pick them up before I go to Thessia. But for now, it's fine. Right, what's next? Elcor got it. Thessia, wait. Exist Harrot. Locate Arya's couch? Oh, on Omega. Oh, Jesus. I think we screwed that because I think that was during the DLC, and I don't think we can go back there. But we can try, maybe. Find the Rachni. Doesn't say where. I'll have to find some of these. Strontium Mule. Escaped capture somewhere. Valhallan Threshold. Okay, I know where that is. Yeah, I think I missed it, but maybe we can go back to Omega and see if we can do that. All right, Valhalla Threshold, Garvug. Let's do that next. Valhalla Threshold, Garvug. First Omega. Unless it's on the way. Oh, there's something here. So let's just go everywhere that's undiscovered on the way. Yeah, fine. Chomos. Oop. Sea of Storms. Might be it. Nothing there.
Signal confirmed.
Heretic Station. Here we go. This is the Heretic Gas Station. This is the thing we blew up. So we got some materials for it, so that's at least materials. The materials. Anyway, we got some materials from that, so let's keep going. Right along. Sure. Yeah. Fuel. I'm gonna have to reload my credits at some point. The easiest way for me to get credits is, quite honestly, to straight shot them. To just do the that Armax Arsenal arena in at the Citadel. It's over Zen Strip. Every gold victory gives you... Oh, no, I can't. Okay, it's fine. Okay, Valhalla Threshold, I think, is over here somewhere. Yeah, right there. Yeah, it's 10,000 per 10,000 credits per gold prize. So
I
let's do
found
that.
something.
Oh crap! Something there. Is it fuel? I don't trust that not to be fuel, so I'm gonna check out the other things.
Signal confirmed.
Ooh, boy, that's probably fuel too. But Arvuk, here we go. All right. Protein data drives, nice. Let's get out of here. Oh.
Commander, Liara suggests we keep an eye out here for anything that can assist with the Crucible.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, that was close. Nice. Cool, Element 0 asteroid. So I anyway, back to I was talking about Soul while we're just doing a bunch of this. Like I said, it was much. I enjoyed it a lot more than I was expecting. I kind of expected a something that was deeply Gnostic, that was way too philosophically and metaphysically flawed for me to actually enjoy. The kind of thing that just shatters your suspension of disbelief, that kind of thing. Actually, wait, let's check our next quest, shall we? But it actually didn't. They actually went to a lot of effort to try to steer clear of some of the worst pitfalls of Gnosticism, of the kind of you really are a soul and your body is just the thing you're trapped in kind of thing. They actually played into the whole the point where the soul and the body are very intimately tied together and interact very closely with one another, and so they have influences and impacts on one another. In a way that it's not simply, your soul piloting a body kind of thing. There's a little of that here and there, but it's mostly played as jokes, more than anything. Even in general, just overall, it is. I thought it was pretty good. The only real issue I thought was the ending, which I won't really gay hit him in the Hades Nexus. I won't really spoil. I'll try not to, at least not in detail. But there were some obvious themes, or I thought obvious themes, being set up, but they were sort of dropped before the end, or not even before the end, right at the end, to the point where, I don't know how to put it, that it was. It's like they had a theme set up throughout most of the film, but then they decided to change it. It seemed to me like
I found something.
the theming of the film was fighting against itself in a few ways. So it seemed like, and this is kind of spoilers, but it's nothing specific to the plot. So if you don't mind sort of thematic spoilers overall, then go ahead and continue listening. Otherwise, maybe pay very close attention to what I'm scanning for at least a few minutes. I'll wave my arms like this if you decide to mute when I'm done talking about the film, if I remember. If not, someone remind me. Anyway, it seemed like throughout the film they were developing the theme where the main character, because the whole thing is about finding your spark, what makes life meaningful to you, why live, really.
Faster than light jump successful.
And it seemed like the whole film they were developing the theme that the main character, he thought his spark was music. Joe, right? It's Joe. Music was supposed to be his spark. Well, something there. Or at least that's what he thought it was. He fell in love with music and with playing music, and at some point in his past with a big event, and something happened to him, and I'll go into details, like I said. But he just loved playing music, and so he was trying his entire life to get his big break. But he was just a middle school music teacher, and his life was miserable, and he was getting stuck in a rut. And
Signal
all that,
confirmed.
right? Which is pretty typical. I mean, it's Jack Black's character in School of Rock. It's even a little bit Happy Gilmore in Happy Gilmore, except instead of arachne. Okay. Except instead of golf, or instead of hockey, I mean, it was music. Anyway, but then throughout, it seems like they're kind of leading up to the payoff being he finds out that his spark isn't music, it's teaching music, or it's inspiring people, which that would be great, because that's built up so well throughout. But at the end, it's more like it's not. Instead, they kind of switch it again, like right near the end, mostly. To instead of Hades Nexus, okay, instead of it being, your spark wasn't what you thought it was. It was a spark isn't what you thought it was. And they try to turn it into this kind of thing where it's not your purpose in life. It's just it's what gives you inspiration or something like that. And it's first of all kind of vague. What exactly they're talking about when they're talking about a spark. It's actually very vague what they're talking about. They kind of just leave it dangling, honestly. Which I get. I think that can be kind of cool. Not just kind of explaining the themes of the movies, just there it is. But at the same time, there it is. But at the same time, it seems like they didn't have a consistent idea. Because the whole movie is about Joe helping this soul find his its. It's undifferentiated because it's strictly hypothetical, as they're very, very careful to say repeatedly. It's kind of cool. Cerberus data. Cool. But yeah, it's instead of it being, no, your real spark was inspiring people, which would be really cool. I love that theme in something, and it would have fit this story so well. And they had it all built up really well to it. But instead, it was just that how do I put it? It kind of, Hades Nexus, not Hades Gamma. It kind of went sort of reductionistic and maybe a little too existentialist for my preferences. Given that I'm almost not at all an existentialist, a sort of making it into a sort of life is meaningless and it only has the meaning you give it type of message, which, okay, fair enough, I guess. Really desperately want to go that way. They kind of did it, but they didn't stick the landing with how to make that theme work well. Instead, they just kind of left it pretty half-assed, if you ask me. So I came off a little bit disappointed in the ending, and how they sort of failed to execute and follow through on what otherwise would have been some really good theming. Because it was, like I said, it was very well developed in plot threads throughout the film. The idea that his thing, the thing that he's here to do, or the thing that gives him joy, is teaching, is inspiring people. And hey, maybe that's because that's my thing. Hades Nexus. Maybe that's because that is my thing. My thing is teaching. It's inspiring people. Uh-oh. Shouldn't have pinged. So maybe I just read into it. Maybe I overly empathize with that as a message, or as a spark that gives life its significance. Because it gives my life its significance in large part, right? It's inspiring people, getting people to see the world in ways they hadn't considered before. But anyway, like I said, I do think it was a good film. It's probably not one of Pixar's best. It had some really good moments, but it was so negatively impacted by that sort of dropped theme that I think that did a lot of damage to the movie. I did like a lot of the characters. You know how you can kind of have a song stuck in your head? For all of the for however much this film was about music, none of the songs are stuck in my head. Which you would think it would be, right? But it's not. It's not the songs. What's stuck in my head is a voice. And if you've seen the film, it's the voice. It's the voices of one of the Jerrys, the male Jerry. The guy from IT Crowd, and The World's End, and a few other things. The sort of soft-spoken... Wait, hold on, I can get it. The sort of soft-spoken, quizzical British voice. That is just spot on, and that's just been in my head as a voice, not as anything in particular. It's not a particular line even that just catches my attention. Oh wait, I need to check the journal. It's not even a particular line that catches in my mind. It's the voice. Anyway, but yeah, that's just something weird that stuck out about it. Like I said, a lot of the characters I really did like. The Jerrys and Terrys and the weird semi-real metaphysical entities and honestly the world building of all of the like pre-life and afterlife stuff being, roughly speaking, metaphorical, right? And they're very clear. They're very careful to point out that it's metaphorical and therefore nebulous, which I liked that. They managed to make a coherent and stable story without committing to any kind of stable and committal metaphysics. So they avoided the error of that I found they really, really had in Inside Out, where they established a rock-hard, solid metaphysical psychology, or metaphysics of psychology, which is I think dangerously wrong. All right, Cacleosaur fossil. I have no idea where to find that. It's somewhere. I'll probably find it eventually. Athena Nebula. Okay, Hesperia period statue from the Athena Nebula. Okay. Heretic technology. We already did that. We just got it. First Fleet Rex. Deep within Reaper territory. Listen, it was in the solar system. Sol system, wasn't it? Cerberus Data got it. That's on a mission somewhere. Let's check the Sol system real quick, and then maybe the broker's ship. Get something. Dealership, that's what it's called. Local roster, that's it.
Escape and evasion activated. Reapers alerted. Evacuate.
Hello.
ISS compromised. Full retreat necessary. Reapers, retreat from the system.
Edie, chill. Pluto pretty. Alright, there, got it. Let's get out of here.
Evasion successful.
Yay, we didn't die. Alright. Real quick. Back to the Citadel. Drop some things off. Pick up some collector weapons. Then on to our mission. It's only been 40 minutes. That's not too bad for side quests. I'm sure we have more. There's oh my god, there's still a ton of unexplored space here.
Normandy. Do you need ground transport?
I'll handle it. Yes, Commander.
There's still a ton of unexplored systems, but get around to those. Or maybe I'll do some of those off stream. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you would like to see me just kind of buzzing around doing more of these collection-y things, or if this is boring and you want me to do something more interesting.
I recovered Prothean data.
Always do this off stream.
I'll have them brought here.
Commander Shepard, thank you. I'm sure that'll help with any operation we have going.
Wink. Okay, cool.
Sergeant, I have a little brother.
Oh, okay.
He went off-planet to try and make money, hung with a lousy crowd. A week before the Reapers, my brother sent me this excited message. He'd found an organization with lots of pay, benefits. He snuck me a photo of the shiny new armor they gave him. White and yellow armor, ma'am.
So that's why she wants to go fight Reapers. Hell of a sacrifice.
Sector status recognized.
Actually, wait, let me see.
Please select.
I mean, that's a hell of a sacrifice, though, really, when you think about it. That's, let's go there. Sees, no. Yes. Yes. Yes.
The destination.
Everywhere but where to. But yeah, it's a hell of a sacrifice. Again, it's not like you're
Now arriving at docking bay E24.
It's not like you're stopping the fight against Cerberus, and it's not even that you're necessarily going to save your brother's life in a case like that, but it's enough to not want to be the one to have to shoot at him. It's a heck of a sacrifice going to fight Reapers instead, like knowing that Reapers are basically the just about the most terrifying enemy that anyone's ever seen in this context. Riley says I'm working on a paper, so I may not be as talkative. That's fine, no problem. Still glad to have you. Let's not get any of these things because they add weapon weight. I hate that. Hate that. Why?
Please observe all cast restrictions when making a purchase.
No. I don't use shotguns, so let's not. The guy is up here, I think. Over here somewhere.
I don't believe it.
I found a Prothean sphere on Gehinnom. Contact the Alliance and tell them Commander Shepard asked them to pay you for it.
Yes, thank you. I'll call them right now.
Nice. If you have a second, when you're alt-tabbed, Kylie, or whatever the Apple equivalent of alt-tab is, when you're in a different window, I guess, let us know what you're writing about. I'm always curious. I'm always curious to hear from students and what they're writing about, even if those students are not mine. On which note, fun, very fun. I have a paper due for my classes tomorrow night. So Kylie, you in particular, and anybody else who might be listening to this or watching this who is or has been a student of mine, this is the first critical writing assignment for my philosophy of religion course. This is the one on the various proofs for the existence of God, or picking one of them. So if there are any of those, like I said, I have lectures here that are pre-recorded on my channel on all of these. So I'll put links to some of those talks in the description after the stream. So if anyone needs a refresher,
we got your people off Dakuna, Ambassador.
Good. Then that'll be there.
Thank you for your assistance, Commander. This is not a debt we can repay.
Were you able to evacuate any civilians?
Yes.
How many?
Not enough.
That did not need a preface.
I have excellent news. Your daughter's paperwork has been processed.
That didn't need a preface. It's something, but never enough. Let's see, is it over here? Damn. Collector weapons. Spectre weapons. That's the Spectre gear stuff. The collector stuff. Where is it? In the shooting range? Maybe? Weird. No. I wouldn't have thought. I thought it was in here. You know, there's a... No. Nope. Jesus. Alright. Anyway. I'll find the damn thing. Let me look it up real quick. Let's see if I can find him. Swore they were around here somewhere. Not the terminal. Not requisitions. No, it's... Huh. Well, I can't find it. Maybe this? Sorry. Well, that's weird. There's one more thing I can try, but it'll have to be next time we get back to the Normandy. I'll have to go try and find the damn thing somewhere. It's a bad idea, but it's an idea. Alright, anyway, moving on.
Spectre status recognized. One moment.
Speaking of videos and video lectures and class and writing about proofs for the existence and arguments for and against the existence of God and all that stuff, I have, I hope you saw, I had a video yesterday, or not yesterday, last week, this is Tuesday, come out on Aquinas' counter-arguments for the existence of God. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, please do. I'd like to think it was a pretty good one. Relatively short, done in the middle of the night just to make sure I had it ready for class in the morning. But if you haven't checked it out, please do. I highly recommend it. It should be a good one. I also have another one, which is set to come out tomorrow, which is on the various, the different versions of the problem of evil. Which once again I will hopefully recommend pretty highly. It's very closely related to my philosophy of religion class. So if you've taken that class, Kylie, I know you have, or if anybody else here has, you'll be relatively familiar with the content. I am considering also doing another video. Maybe I'll need that. I don't know.
Welcome to Superteen Armory.
But I will hopefully have that. I'm thinking about having another video on some answers to a certain version or versions of the problem of evil. A sort of way of walking through how to figure out a solution to the problem as another video. It's something we're discussing in class this week. I am, though, considering making it as a standalone video. If that is something that you guys or anybody would be interested in watching, I don't know how particularly useful it would be for my actual class. It would, of course, be useful for next semester, as it were, but for right now, maybe for a review and such.
I've recovered the obelisk of Karza. It's waiting for you in Bay D-24.
You have? It's amazing. Thank you, Commander. That's going to help immeasurably with some very sensitive work.
But like I said, if that is something that you're particularly interested in, just let me know. I'll put in the time to do that. Otherwise, I've also been thinking about another couple of video concepts that I've been sort of putting together and organizing a bit. One of the ones that's been on my mind lately is on the cosmology of. Let's just go back here. The cosmology of Dungeons and Dragons, and how it does a surprisingly good job echoing the cosmology of the Christian Middle Ages. So I would be kind of looking at the parallels between the two. Again, if that's something that you guys would be interested
Commander, Admiral Hackett is available in the
in, please let me know, as that might be a project that I will be doing in the next, at least in the next few weeks or so, if there would be interest in it. Let's do something crazy. See if we can find these things. Let's go. Huh. Well, there's nothing here, I don't think.
Signal confirmed.
Oh, maybe there is. Oh my gosh. Okay. Whoa. Oh my gosh. There is some. Oh. Ah, there it is. A Cerberus Station sits amid the Tartarus debris field. Parts of an old collector base float nearby. Many tethered to the main base. The remnants show signs of excessive effort Cerberus made to scour any technology or materials. All of the new base's transport shuttles and escape pods have been used. Where they've gone and what made them leave is unknown, especially since the pods would unlikely to survive the debris field, let alone the relay. Auto emergency beacons broadcast on a loop, some suggesting the station's in quarantine. And still others emit standard galactic distress codes. LiDAR scans suggest that at least part of the station is sealed and pressurized. Computer systems appear to have been burnt themselves out, deepening the mystery. Let's get out of here. Let's wait for that until I have a bunch more credits. All right. See if there's anything there on our way. Maybe. Guess not. Maybe not for now. So let's keep going. Turian home system. Anything here? It's gotta be, right?
I found something.
Ah. Check the next door system. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a lot of Reapers. Understandably. Okay. All that. Okay. Now let's check out those collector weapons, shall we? Did I not pick them up? It said it unlocked them. What is happening here? Are they tucked away in a corner somewhere? Oh my gosh. What is happening? See them on the wall. Nearly everything else on the wall. Oh, no. Yeah, I don't see them. That's weird. Yeah, I hope it's not like a glitch or something, because these are cool weapons. They're really good. Yeah, anyway. Alright, well. Try something else later then, I suppose, eventually. For now, let's actually do a mission. We're about an hour in.
At your private terminal,
What?
Commander.
Really? Feed the fish. I'm on the way. We did just resecure the Normandy from an evil clone. I hope that didn't kill the fish. Buddy. Oh, well... Inspector Shepard, we've completed our analysis of the weapons your team recovered. The components are unique, hybrid of both organic and mechanical components, seeming from direct link to the collector wielding it. Adapted this technology for production. Continue research. Replicas for use. Either collect them at Spectre repositions when you're on the Citadel, or we can have them shipped directly to you. I would love for them to be shipped directly to me. How would I do that? Do I need to go downstairs for it? Okay. Spectre acquisitions. Yeah, they're free, so yes. Finally. Okay, wonderful. Let's just test them without mods just yet. There isn't one. There isn't a pistol, is there? Oh, there's a submachine gun, though. Might be my favorite. Alright. No. Fire. Alright, let's try this out. I'm just dumb, that's all. Oh, it's a normal reload.
Okay, that did it. Where's my sniper rifle?
This is super weak. Alright, I don't like it. That's okay. Get tons of ammo. Ooh.
Nice!
Oh, that's not a lot of ammo either. It's okay, again, I can upgrade it, but... Alright, not bad. Okay. I'd need to upgrade the crap out of these, that's all. They might be worth... at least the submachine gun. Maybe the sniper rifle, but probably not. Not a huge fan of the whole continuous beam thing. Especially for a sniper rifle. Sniper rifles I tend to have as a one-shot, one-kill weapon. Alright. First of all, obviously. Yeah. Let's try now. Okay, finally get to try the damn thing. That's a lot of ammo. Oh my god. That eats through armor.
Nice shooting!
Wow, okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright, so let's actually equip everything we've got to equip. And we'll see what our weight is like. See if we might need to leave the collector gun behind. Yeah, this weighs almost nothing, but there. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. 4 weapons, but... Alright, sweet. Let's go do things. Let's save before we do things. Alright. Yeah, that's a really cool... really cool submachine gun. And it also helps that it is infinite ammo. Before we do that, hold on. I want to go down to Liara's, the Shadow Broker terminal. Might be a thing or two here. Unlock an upgrade or two, because that won't hurt. Right.
A new notification is available on the private messages terminal.
Oh, that out too. Mail to Alenko. Oh, cool. Spectre Alenko. Here you've been hassling the brass and kept monitoring our emergency channels. Good to know somebody's still looking out for us. We could barely believe it when they finally responded and coordinated us with the Resistance. I'm with what's left of Jefferson's and Boweren's teams at a Resistance Foxhole haven't had a warm shower in a month, and we get some time on this QAC. When the planet was hit, we got out of the base and split the platoons up, but there's no way off-world. I guess you got lucky when they arrived. So here it's Spectre now. The guys told me to pass on their congrats. If nothing else, it cheered them up. I hope it makes a difference. To be honest, from where I'm standing, we're barely holding the line, but then again, a bastard's work is never done. Good hunting. Reisman. Cadence troops from back in the day. Kylie says, my friend was talking about an archery range they go to every once in a while. Cool. We now have plans to go to the archery range with our bows. Cool, very cool. I only have a bow for the only bow I have is a LARP bow, so like a low poundage type thing. Safe for the big boffer arrows and such. I want a really high pounded longbow, like a warbow type of thing at some point, just for funsies. Nothing practical, obviously, but it'd be really cool to have. All right, shooting range proficiency training. What the heck? Okay, so weapon damage bonus or headshot damage bonus. Oh. That's tough. I do tend to snipe a lot, and I do aim for the head, so let's go with headshot damage bonus. Why not? Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, cool. Hi there. Excuse me. Alright. Let's go back. Kylie says, I haven't used mine in years, but it's a really nice one. Gotta find my arrows, though. Yeah, is it like a longbow, compound bow? What kind of thing are we talking about? Alright. Thessia time.
Thessia is under heavy Reaper attack. There's activity across most of the planet.
What about the temple? Can you raise the scientists?
Negative. All channels are scrambled across the spectrum. The mission's looking really dicey.
This is too important. It's now or never.
Shepard, that's my home down there. I have to go.
Then get to the shuttle, and let's do this.
This is longbow, I think. If it doesn't have the gear things at the top and bottom, it's a longbow, typically. There are such things as short bows. They're recurve, those sort of the recurve short bows, but those are weirdly over specialized. So if it sort of looks like Meredith from Brave in the looks, then it's probably some kind of a longbow, possibly a recurve. There are recurve longbows that don't rely on the recurve itself. Recurves tend to be, like I said, very, very specialized and specialized materials of compositing different layers of different materials together based on Mongolian designs. But yeah, longbows are more typical. They can be different materials composited, but they don't rely on the spring of the sort of frontwards curve at the end of each bow arm. But yeah, I expect most modern material bows are either longbows or compound bows. Compound bows rely on levers and coil springs. Let's definitely bring Javik on this one. For sure. Okay, yeah, Blood Dragon. I mean, really, maybe? Collector Armor's good, but Cerberus Spirit is... Oh... Oh. That is really good. Oh. N-class specialist is exactly the same as Blood Dragon, but looks different. Which I do like the look. It is pretty nice. Fury's nice. If it weren't Cerberus colors, you know what? I'm just gonna stick with the Blood Dragon. It's just too swanky. Right there, there. Good for me. Particle rifle. Let's go with the suppressor. I don't actually like the acolyte. All right. Okay.
Liara, do you have anything more on this artifact?
These coordinates the counselor gave you are for the Temple of Athame. My mother took me there once. It's several thousand years old. And for some reason, it has classified government funding.
Sounds like we're on the right trail.
What if we're too late? My people are dying down there.
Your empathy is a weakness. You must numb yourself to loss.
Venezia took you to this temple?
I was just a child. I thought it was a history lesson, but now, maybe there was more to it.
What do you mean?
I went digging through her old files. She had heavily encrypted records on this place, some dating back centuries. I still can't crack most of them. Whatever's going on, it's well hidden.
I've studied your old mission reports. Your mother was indoctrinated.
Yes, we had to kill her.
Yet it did not stop you from fighting. As I said, steel yourself. Many more lives will be lost.
We can't ignore that people are dying. The Reapers may not have mercy, but we do.
It is their indifference that gives them power.
Then let's show them there's another way.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's really the big, I guess the big theme of the Mass Effect Trilogy, especially 3, is, especially as a Paragon, right? The whole Paragon story is,
This can't be happening. My home.
Bring together
No time to mourn. Wake
the whole
both up
galaxy.
here.
Let's get down.
Okay. Stick with the rifle for the moment, because it's good.
You must be Commander Shepard.
I am.
Lieutenant.
I can't end up like that. This is Task Force Pandora, requesting reinforcements at Quad 091. Situation urgent.
Commander, we heard it.
Uh-oh.
The barrier's been breached. Commander, we'll talk later. Get on that road. Do some damage. Enemy targets on the bridge. Pull them back. There is a barrier. More on the way. Keep firing.
Oh, that's not good. That it? Okay, good. Kylie, I take it that is from you.
I want that gunship prepped and in the air. Plot that hole!
Oh, yeah.
Someone get me a location on our snipers. Yes, ma'am.
Fairly typical composite
Commander,
longbow.
I'm Lieutenant Curran.
Looks
We've
nice.
been told
Target
to
bow.
expect you. My orders are to hold this grid
Looks
at all
nice.
costs.
Oh. Also that.
Shore up the barrier! But our perimeter's collapsing, and I'm getting my people out of here.
This is important. We need your help.
Well, unless you can give me a good reason to stay, we're not dying for a field of rubble.
Kylie says, I think I lost the thingy that strings the bow. Gotta look for it, probably. You can string a bow with your leg, if you know how to do it. I know how to do it theoretically. I've never tried it with a high tension bow, but it's relatively straightforward. Put it around your leg, pull, loop, then pull your leg out. Says I've had it since early teens, so it lasted well. Good.
What exactly were you told about me?
Nothing but your name. Mission details were classified, which just means we'll die without knowing why.
Ooh. Sucks.
I know what that's like, but you have to trust the chain of command.
We're not even sure the chain still exists. So what are we doing here?
We're after a relic inside the temple. It's important.
That's what this is all about? One of our outposts has been trying to reach the scientists over there, but we lost contact. Get that gunship moving! Now! I'm sorry, Commander. If your relic has lasted this long, it can wait a little longer. I've lost enough people today. I'm pulling the rest of them out.
No! I sense you're the lineage of a leader. A warrior's skill and cunning. They are strong in your genes. But you've grown tired of war. You're exhausted by defeat, and now you worry you don't have the courage left to go on.
By the goddess, are you...
Find your resolve. This war can end if you do.
We're building a Prothean superweapon. It will win this war.
I believe it. This is Lieutenant Curran. Hold your positions. I want a path carved to the temple. Outpost Tychus, we've got people coming your way. Let's make sure the galaxy knows the war was won on Thessia. Make it count.
I was here years ago. To see the city burning like this is...
It can be rebuilt. Just worry about the next 20 meters. Watch it!
Ooh, nice.
Draw strength from your anger. It will keep you alive.
Remember that, because here they come. Staggered approach! Try to use cover! Push them back!
I'm pretty digging this rifle.
That was the last one.
Then move! Get out the bridge!
Okay, keep moving. Kylie says, I think I know what you're talking about, I assume with the leg thing. Gotta brush up on the specifics of it all. Yeah. Again,
That building! We've got fire support!
Okay, that's good news.
No! Damn them!
Keep your focus, Liara.
Those things are slaughtering my people!
Then avenge their loss.
Scatter and take cover!
Okay. That's it. Haven't done much real sniping in a little while. Fine. He says, okay, now I'm working on wondering where my arrows are. It's gonna bother me if I don't look, PRB. Good luck. Oh, it's way too out of range. Darn it. Shot.
Watch the edges! Don't let him get around us!
Go. Okay.
They just won't stop!
More of them ahead!
Okay.
That door ahead looks like our way out of this mess.
Another mutant, sorry! A good fight!
There we go.
Alright, let's get moving before more of them come back.
That is a terrible sound. Alright.
I still can't face those things. My own people.
When we fought the Reapers, they turned our own children against us.
I can't imagine that.
They assumed we would hesitate to kill them.
Did you?
What answer would you prefer?
None. Let's stop talking about this.
I mean, there's at least the bright side, if you can call it that. Oh, that's... Okay, that's massive and terrifying.
My people had stopped believing in devils. They changed their minds when the Reapers arrived. Snipers on the balcony!
They're sorry. We might be able to reach them.
Okay.
The Reaper is moving on. One less.
Oh.
This is Specialist Kayla. Specialist Geneva was just killed by enemy fire.
No sign of her yet.
Right here.
Enemy forces have tripled in strength. I'm cut off from outpost Kuwait. Shepard just arrived. Watch your head! How long can you hold out? Now that you're here, as long as it takes. Can you really win this war? We get to that temple and the Reapers are history! Grab some gear over there, and let's do some damage!
This is a kill zone!
Nice shot! Outpost Tychus isn't far from here. I can cover you. Go! You hit one! That's the last.
I know.
Get moving, Commander. Toward the Reaper. It's a way out of here.
You have an interesting concept
There
of
we go.
escape.
Okay, that's how my Widow gets upgraded. Now it's rank 10. That's good. Alright.
Get going, Commander. This whole sector is about to collapse.
This nightmare never ends.
The hell it won't. We get to this artifact and we can all wake up.
50,000 years later.
Alright.
Watch it!
We're trying to reach Outpost Tychus.
You're looking at it.
What about the rest of your squad?
They're all dead. We tried punching through to the scientists, but I'm all that's left.
What about reinforcements?
We had gunships flying support, but things got too hot with that Reaper. They can't chance it.
I know it's rough, but I don't see another way in without their help.
Have I told you how much I hate this war? Talon Swarm, this is Outpost Tychus. Is there anybody left on this frequency? We're in need of immediate air support. Commander Shepard is here.
Copy, this is Talon 1. I'm on the way. Talon 5 inbound.
I love the architecture here.
Weapons are hot. Light 'em up. Talon 1, watch the jamming. Target acquired. I'm hit. The stabilizer blew out. This is Talon 5. Whatever you're gonna do, you better do it now.
Go, Commander. I'll cover you from here.
With a shotgun.
Commander Shepard, I've got your back. Let's get you into that temple. Missiles away. Never thought I'd see a Prothean in action. Looks like he knows what he's doing. That's it for the missiles. Switch.
Okay.
Next time we go to war, maybe the Alliance can spring for air support.
There we go. Yeah, that's actually something funny. So a couple of things. One, remind me to talk about Asari architecture. The other thing is the Alliance air support is a huge deal in Mass Effect military history. So there's a limit among Citadel species, among the Citadel races, on the number of capital ships that each race is allowed to field. Or technically, it's the number of dreadnoughts. Ships with sufficient displacement, but with a main gun. Right. So meaning an axial railgun. What this, of course, means is that there are other types of capital ships that are not restricted. The trouble is that most militaries in the galaxy use primarily use dreadnoughts. They use big guns mounted on a ship, basically. What humans did was they came up with something really, really clever. They mounted heavy weapons on... Oh, jeez.
We need the pilot back. Keep your head down and give them everything you've got.
There she is.
Ah, almost got it. Okay, let's try again. Let's back up a little bit. Try again. Anyway, what I was saying, what the humans did was something I think that was just terribly, terribly clever. Basically, they circumvented the Treaty of Firaxon by, instead of fielding a bunch of huge, supermassive dreadnoughts, they fielded carriers using typical, Earth naval doctrine to come up with a ship design. Effectively, one which uses
We need the pilot back. Keep your head down and give them everything you've got.
one which uses heavily armed starfighters to deal damage to opposing capital ships. Instead of actually, fielding massive capital ships.
Make it worth something.
Jeez. Okay, so human air support, Systems Alliance air support, is actually pretty meaningful in the Mass Effect context, because it's like fighters, massive use of fighters was fairly unique to the Human Systems Alliance, as opposed to other navies, which didn't really use starfighters in mass quantities, or carriers in mass quantities.
It appears
like
the
we do.
temple has been barricaded.
It's humans being super clever and finding cool loopholes around the rules. Temple of a Fame. Alright, let's see. Anyway, sorry, architecture. Let me talk about this while I here have a nice vista. The devs consulted a real Earth architect for designing the sort of Asari aesthetic.
There were 5 billion Asari when this war began. I wonder how many we've lost today.
A lot, too many. But they consulted an architect on the sort of design aesthetic for Thessia, and for the Asari architecture in general. I forget the guy's name. I'll put a link to some of his stuff in the description because this is really cool. It happens to be, if you're from the Florida area, especially the sort of I-4 corridor, you will recognize some of the architectural motifs here, especially this ribbing, the sort of soaring arches, the sort of negative space underneath structures like this. This should strike you as very, very familiar if you're from sort of the I-4 corridor of Florida, because this is the same architect that designed USF Polytechnic, which I'll also I'll put a picture of and maybe a thing about in the description afterwards as well, because I think that's a really, really cool connection to something that's like right down the street from me, so to speak. And not exactly.
Let me take a look. It's military-grade encryption. I think I can override it.
Do religion and military always mix among Asari?
No, this is unusual. Especially since few still follow the Athame doctrine.
Okay. Let's go pistol here. I shouldn't need...
Hello? Is anyone there?
Something is wrong. Your scientist should be here.
Take a look around. Maybe one of these artifacts is what we're looking for.
First of all, gorgeous. Of all.
Could this be the artifact?
I don't think so. It's the goddess Athame's sword. Myths say she wielded it against the jealous gods who threatened our ancestors.
They were a race called the Ouroboros. Thessia had vast resources. We protected you from them.
You protected? But then Athame...
There is more to your history than you know, Asari.
Interesting. This has far-reaching theological implications that I'll talk about after we sort of more revelations start to present themselves.
How about this?
A page from one of our earliest religious texts, the Athame Codex. Doesn't look promising. It describes how Athame taught our ancestors mathematics.
Before that, you could only count as high as your toes. We took pity. I find it strange your scientists would abandon their own planet.
They wouldn't. Doesn't look useful. That's Janiri, Athame's guide who brought enlightenment to Thessia long ago.
And you don't see the resemblance? He was no servant of an imaginary goddess. He was Prothean.
What do you know about this?
A fragment from the Codex. It's not what we need. It describes how Athame's guide Janiri gave my people seeds. He taught them the seasons so they could grow crops.
We didn't want you to starve. For something as important as this artifact, there should have been failsafes.
So it's basically a an Ancient Aliens type situation.
What's this?
The goddess Athame's shield. Legends say she used it to protect Thessia when the heavens grew angry. Our ancestors were probably misinterpreting a meteor shower.
It was an asteroid strike. We deflected it.
Are you actually suggesting that the Protheans intervened in our past?
It's more than a suggestion.
What about this one?
Another page from the Codex. I doubt this is it. It describes Lucen, Athame's guide who taught our ancestors about the stars.
Your species was deemed to have potential. A pity you didn't live up to it.
Could this be the artifact?
I don't think so. That's a sculpture of Lucen, one of Athame's servants who walked among my ancestors, bestowing knowledge.
He was no servant of an imaginary goddess. He was Prothean.
So it's the Ancient Aliens hypothesis for this goddess in particular, but for Asari mythology generally.
Another page from the Codex. Not very useful. It talks about
Theory
Athame's
in
guide
this context,
granting
I
us the
suppose.
gift of biotics as a reward for worshipping her.
That gift involved years of genetic research.
This is almost too much to take.
So, it was Prothean meddling that made Asari all biotic, which is fairly unique. Most other species have some biotics, but not nearly as universal as Asari.
What are we looking at here?
A primitive rendition of the goddess Athame. She's speaking to her ancient Asari followers. I don't think this is the artifact.
Another one of your myths that somehow looks Prothean.
What you're implying, it's staggering.
We were hearing.
I'm guessing these are the scientists.
That's not good.
What are we looking at here?
Same thing in reverse.
A primitive rendition of the goddess Athame. She's speaking to her ancient Asari followers. I don't think this is the artifact.
Another one of your myths that somehow looks Prothean.
What you're implying, it's staggering.
We were here in the beginning, watching you grow. Athame was us.
So, before we trudge on ahead and actually find this artifact, which is probably the middle one, really should have just gone to in the first place, but whatever. This goes into the difference again between what I've talked about endlessly in the past in various points between gods and God. I mostly have talked about this in our Dragon Age stream not too long ago at the greatest length. It's another video I should probably do specifically at some point, but I may get around to it. In any case, this is the point here, right? Is the difference between a god, or in this case, a goddess, Athame, being a particular finite being with a particular past that interacted in a particular way and did particular things, and was essentially finite, was essentially a very powerful cosmic being. Whether that is a powerful cosmic being that gave supernatural gifts and things, or did supernatural things, isn't quite relevant. The question is, well, let me put it this way. The Asari have various religions, just like humans do at any given time. Oh, Kylie found her arrows. Awesome. The Asari have various different religions. There are sort of broad philosophical systems, but also there is the Athame doctrine, what we see here, which is very mythological in character, mytho-historical, mythopoetic, right? Monopolytheistic, even, if you will. It talks about a god in the small g sense. This is, or a goddess, I suppose, in the small g sense. This is different from what Liara is always talking about when she mentions the goddess. The goddess worship in the Asari religion is something that developed out of Athame, out of the doctrine of Athame, but developed into its own separate thing, into what is essentially an Earth-like monotheism, which is categorically different from what we might see here, and what we might see with a particular finite Asari-like being known as the goddess Athame, rather than the goddess, what we would say capital G. Again, goddess, because all Asari words are feminine, because they're a monogendered species. Sorry, my door. Breeze from the window. But yeah, this is again a categorical difference. It's the difference between a particular powerful and ancient finite being who could turn out to be a Prothean, on the one hand, versus being itself, subsistent being, the foundation of reality, that than which nothing greater can be thought, etc., which seem to be a proper characterization of the goddess, generically speaking, that Asari, more commonly, that Asari talk about today. Kelly says they were all the way hidden in the storage room, the arrows. Well, that seems like a place for them. Storage room does seem like a place for arrows to be stored, as it were. All right, so let's take a look at this statue, huh?
Their throats.
What happened to them?
They've been slit. The Reapers didn't do this. We're going to have to figure this out on our own.
Who's that supposed to be?
It's Athame. Her image became more like ours over time.
You mean your ancestors tried to hide the truth?
I'm still not willing to believe any of that's real.
Then why does the Thame speak Prothean?
What do you mean?
There is something here. I can sense it.
In this temple? I admit it is strange this place has been so well preserved. Though a Thame does have great historical significance, we once believed our gods were separate from the world, looking down on us. There is a universal energy.
Ah! There's a Prothean beacon here.
What? You're sure?
It's not something you forget.
But why hide it?
The answer is obvious. Power and influence. Your people are holding the knowledge of my race for their own gain.
That can't be. I can't believe my people would keep this a secret.
A beacon like this could explain why Asari are so advanced.
This temple is thousands of years old. Time enough to make serious progress.
That doesn't make it true.
You can't keep denying reality, Asari. Even a small amount of data would give your species an edge. Or are you insulted that your government didn't involve you?
So this temple being thousands of years old is also a casual reminder that the Asari have been spacefaring for thousands of years, whereas humans discovered that we weren't alone in the universe like 30 years ago, and yet we're the dominant race of this cycle. Humans are just cool, I guess. All right. Well, Protheans play God too much. That's for damn sure. That is for damn sure. We also, I'll remind you, we know that they also meddled with humans, early hominids at least as well. Fiddling with human evolution, at the very least, observing us, which is what their outpost was on Mars.
Leaving behind this sort of information was a mistake. We never really earned it, we just decoded it.
No species has enough time to earn it. The Reapers always destroy them. Without our knowledge, you would have no hope of winning this war.
I mean, it's not true. Okay, here we go. Okay, fine. This is going to come up again in like 5 minutes, but for now, I need to address this at least briefly. Prothean technology, the technology of the Citadel and the mass relays and all that, Mass Effect technology as we know it, is part of what makes the Reaper invasion so damned effective, because they can jump in, they can know exactly at what stage, and of what type the technology is of the galaxy. And because they know exactly what they're facing, they can develop strategies against them over the course of literally billions of years. They also, as we know from the Prothean extinction, they can shut off basically all technology of the galaxy by shutting down the mass relay network and capturing the Citadel instantly. Like, their first step is to capture the Citadel and shut down the mass relay network to everyone but Reapers. Suddenly they win. They win the entire war against the entire galaxy in one step, because of this very predictable path of technological development. If a species were to develop its own technology apart from or separately from this, yes, it would take longer. However, one, it wouldn't trigger the Reaper invasion as quickly if we weren't discovering mass relay technology. Two, it would mean that we would develop along unpredictable paths in ways that the Reapers could not so easily and immediately counter. So yes, this was a trap. Every bit of left-behind technology was left behind intentionally as a trap by the Reapers. Not by the Protheans, but by the Reapers.
Well, if it is true, the Asari should have shared this knowledge. We might not have been in this mess if they had.
That's true enough.
You don't know that, Shepard. We don't know what's going on here.
I know we don't have much time to find out.
I mean, once you're in the situation, you're in the situation, and then
tapping into Prothean data
make
streams,
use of it.
reconstructing matrices, none of which I see here.
I do.
See, this is why I brought
The
Javik.
activation process has begun.
By the goddess. Literally.
Look around. There must be more of these connections.
This is why I brought Javik.
Incredible. The beacon seems to think you're Prothean, Shepard. It must be the cipher you got back on Pharos years ago.
Or it could be the Prothean standing next to you.
Cool.
There is nothing useful here.
Yeah, but maybe I can.
The end of the war is near. Find what we need, finish the Crucible, and vengeance is complete.
Oh, got another one.
It's gaining power.
Anyway, but yeah, this is
It seems each connection.
This isn't a connection.
This is the kind of
This doesn't appear to be a
overly
connection.
centralizing trap that a lot of societies fall into.
There, another one.
Basically, they just make their own single points of failure.
That isn't what we need.
Which is disastrously dangerous.
Doesn't look like a connection.
Oh, there it is.
The activation is complete. We can access the beacon now.
That's huge. It's so much bigger than the one on Eden Prime.
We need to hurry. This place isn't going to...
Hey, there we go.
last very long.
Obtaining chronological marker. Hold. Timescale established. Post-Prothean cycle confirmed.
One of our computers.
Reaper presence detected. This galactic cycle has already reached its extinction terminus. Systems shutting down.
Hold on. We need answers.
To what question?
The catalyst. We need to know what it is to finish the Crucible.
A memory of one of my people.
I am called Vendetta, an advanced virtual construct of Pasher Van, overseer of the project you refer to as Crucible. He died fighting the Reapers in the Battle of Tranvia 9. Your remaining time is also at an end.
Were all Protheans so grim?
I mean, it is a computer. But that is pretty straightforward. This is way more intense than, intense personality-wise, though, than Vigil on Ilos.
What happened to the Crucible in your time? Why didn't the Protheans deploy it?
We were sabotaged from within. A splinter group argued we should dominate the Reapers rather than destroy them.
That sounds familiar.
It fractured our order of battle. Later, we discovered the Separatists were indoctrinated.
I always
That sounds familiar.
And now we're facing the same problem.
Our studies of past ages led us to believe that time is cyclical. Many patterns repeat.
Like the Reaper attacks.
And beyond, the same peaks of evolution, the same valleys of dissolution. The same conflicts are expressed in every cycle, but in a different manner. The repetition is too prevalent to be merely chance.
We assumed the Reapers were responsible for the pattern.
Perhaps, though I believe the Reapers are only servants of the pattern. They are not its master.
So who is the master?
Unknown. Its presence is inferred rather than observed. The only certainty is its intention. Galactic annihilation. You now stand at that precipice.
Yeah, so there's this... Well, we know it's the, Well, we know it at least involves the artificial intelligence created by the Leviathans in order to preserve organic life, which, unfortunately, turned out poorly. However, we also have... What the hell? I'll get to WizKid in a second, because good lord, what is wrong with you? Anyway, where the hell was I? Really threw me off there, buddy. Oh god. There's also the sort of cyclicality of history, the sort of rhyming of history, that these same patterns will establish themselves in any given historical context, which they will. We observe this in our own history as well. Right? We see empires rise and fall in roughly the same way. The kind of rise of tyranny, even the sort of development and then disintegration of any given society that even Plato recognized, 2,500 years ago, which really strictly applies to just about any given society. Again, I'll put a link about that in the description. WizKid says it's like poetry; it rhymes. Or in the case of the pendulum swingeth. Or in the case of Reaper invasions that wipe out all galactic life, all advanced galactic life every 50,000 years. It's like poetry. It sucks. Anyway, what WizKid said that threw me off is he says, I have returned from the nightmare spiral of the Shrek games. Are you talking about the like Super Smash Brothers knockoff? Because I remember that.
There's still hope for this cycle. We need to know what the catalyst is. Trillions of lives are at risk.
Trillions of lives are always at risk. But if the Reapers have arrived...
Worse than that?
This discussion is too late.
We can break this cycle. We found your plans for the Crucible. We're building it right now.
The Crucible is not of Prothean design. It is the work of countless galactic cycles stretching back millions of years. Each cycle adds to it. Each improves upon it. Thus far, none have successfully defeated the Reapers with it.
Millions of years? Jesus. That's, scores of cycles. Each million years is about 20 cycles with a 50,000 year loop. Lord. Okay, that's horrifying.
Then we'll be the first. Tell us what the catalyst is.
We will.
Listen to the human. She can be trusted.
I detect you are one of us. You are Prothean.
The last. I am the final hope to avenge our people.
Your mission was known to me. Do you believe this present cycle can deliver retribution?
They have earned the right to try.
Tell us what we need to know.
Very well. If you have followed the plans for the Crucible, I will interface with your systems and assist with the catalyst too. Indoctrinated presence detected. Activating security protocol.
Funny thing about the indoctrinated presence detected, I'll have to get back to that in a moment. Maybe while I'm doing the fight. Or wait, no, there's more conversation first.
You killed the scientists. What do you want?
Your attention. Someone would like to talk with you.
Of course.
Shepard.
How did you find this place?
The archives. Or did your shadow broker miss that one?
Show yourself. I promise I won't miss.
Stick to your talents, Dr. Dasoni. You've helped uncover the key to subjugating the Reapers.
Or destroying them.
Damn it, Shepard. Destroying the Reapers gains us nothing.
How about peace?
They're just trying to control us. Think about it. If they wanted all organic life destroyed, they could do it. There would be nothing left.
So, let me go back a little bit. Just a bit. First of all, WizKid says there's too many Shrek games. There's the party game, shitty platformer, a few slightly less shitty beat-em-up types. It's amazing. I thought you said it was awful, not amazing. Like, you ever hear of Shrek Super Party or Shrek Extra Large? Nope, haven't heard of either of those. WizKid also says red is the only option. I agree. I'm not going to explain exactly what that means. But I will say that there is a possibility of losing the war. The Reapers could win this cycle, and the next cycle picks up. We're not going to choose that. We're not going to do that. That's not what's going to happen, so I can talk about that now as a kind of alternative possibility type thing. You can actually do it, and there's an end state there where the next cycle discovers Liara's little lockboxes, basically Liara's beacons, that she leaves. If this cycle loses, and everyone we know gets wiped out by the Reapers, the next cycle, led presumably by the Ralloi, which were an early spaceflight species contacted by the Asari who went isolationist to escape notice of the Reapers. Presumably. Again, that hasn't been confirmed, but it's probably the case. They were an avian species, so they were bird people. I integrated them pretty heavily into our tabletop game, in fact, the Ralloi. Anyway, they were whatever the next cycle would be. The next cycle, because they have this edge of this early on access to this information, they were able to construct the Crucible because they knew what the catalyst was, which is what we're trying to find out. They knew what the catalyst was, And they were able to construct the Crucible without the Reapers taking notice, and then deploy the Crucible to destroy the Reapers in dark space. All of them, completely wipe them out before they could invade the galaxy. So, either way, the Reapers lose. It's just a matter of, do we win now, or do we make it possible for the next generation, or the next cycle, in somewhat less than 50,000 years to do so? But yeah, WizKid, you can totally lose. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Just look up the walk away ending. If you've played it before and you know how the game ends, otherwise, look up the walk away ending. Otherwise, if not, when we finish Mass Effect 3, I'll put in the description of that one, and then probably also on the Discord somewhere, I'll put links to videos of the other endings. There are other endings than the one we're hopefully gonna get. But yeah, that's a thing. That is totally a potential ending to this game that is that doesn't really spoil anything, but is really, really cool. That they wound up including that. WizKid says, no, but seriously, I grew up borrowing both of these games and just, wow, I forgot how god-awful, but also strangely charming they are, the Shrek game. Take your word for it. I think the only one I ever played was the Smash Brothers knockoff. The Brawl one. The beat-em-up one. Also, I forgot, I'm wearing my burger shirt. We had a picnic with Wendy's today, so I figured burger shirt would be pretty appropriate for streaming tonight.
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, there was something else too.
I know them, Shepard. I know how they think.
I think you've gotten a little too close to the enemy.
No. I'm saying they've got it right. Why kill when you can control?
You've been spending too much time with the enemy. They're dragging you over to their side, their way of thinking.
No, I just see things differently.
If you truly care about humanity, you'll stop fighting me. You'll join me.
Don't ever question my intentions. I've sacrificed more for humanity than you'll ever know. And don't
use that
assume
clip.
you know me. My methods for dealing with the Reapers are simply more refined than yours.
I used one of those clips in my humanism video, which again, if you haven't seen yet, I don't know what's wrong with you, but I'll link it. Just in case. I don't know how you've avoided seeing it for this long, but it'll be there. But no, it's I love the doubt in his voice there. He almost sounds like he's having a moment of trying to wrestle with himself. But then he comes up with an excuse, because again, he's pretty clearly indoctrinated at this point by the Reapers. He comes up with he comes up with an excuse, right? An excuse to sort of dismiss what Shepard has to say because she's questioning his motives. He takes it as a personal affront, rather than taking the criticism as genuine. Which is, I mean, it's fairly common. It's why we don't really. It's why we're so ready to dismiss others' arguments when they might come off wrong, or when they might be offensive, or when they might be might not have the right tone, or whatever. It's the same sort of thing as dismissing what somebody has to say because they are because you disagree with their identity, or you disagree with what they have to say about your identity, or those kinds of what amount to today we would call political disputes. Not really political, but they're the kinds of disputes that often arise around politics, which goes nowhere. We know why this goes nowhere. It's because he's indoctrinated, right? But at the same time, he's excuse me, what in the world's wrong with me? At the same time, it's a very common tactic that we talk ourselves into, even aside from any kind of mind control or anything nefarious. WizKid says, takes quite the silver tongue to really get through to people. It is a rare gift. It's a gift Shepard has. That's part of the character of Shepard, is that she can get through to people. She can talk to people spectacularly well. She almost convinces Saren that he was wrong. Ultimately, she does convince Saren he was wrong, if you have high enough Paragon score, right? Recall, he shoots himself rather than allowing Sovereign to control him, and rather than allowing Sovereign to win. And that was just by Shepard convincing him that he was wrong, but he knew there was nothing else he could do. Which, man, that's a hell of a speech to give. And it's Shepard's superpower. It's not like superhuman convincing. It's just that she is so charismatic, and that she knows what she is doing. She knows what she's talking about, and gets through to people. WizKid says about the Shrek games, the best part is that all of them are for the 7th gen of consoles, so they're all really weird looking in almost not quite HD kind of way. 7th gen meaning like GameCube and stuff. I don't know my generation numbers. Sorry. It was Atari, NES, SNES, N64, GameCube, Wii U? That can't be right. That can't be right. That's not 7th. No. You'll explain.
You've forgotten everything you stood for. Cerberus was supposed to be humanity's sword, not a dagger in our back.
Oh, that was good.
But as usual, you missed the point.
That was so good.
The world is more gray than you care to admit.
With
He is
the
being a
Prothean data
relativist.
beacon, I can end this conflict once and for all. You're either with me or against me. There's nothing gray about that.
No, I suppose there isn't. Leng, the commander has something I need. Please relieve her of it. And then bring me the data.
Understood.
Okay, so yeah, GameCube, PS2, original Xbox, yeah.
I've been hit! Cover me while I recharge!
Commander, the gunship!
Get to cover!
I got this! I need to recharge! Cover me!
The gunship's taking up position!
Ooh.
Shepard is mine!
It's a pity the good ones never last. There's only one way this ends. Target the supports.
I hate boss fights that go like this, where you're totally destroying the crap out of them, but they pull some bullshit like this.
Cerberus thanks you for all your hard work.
Yeah, anti-Shepard is kind of about right. It's good. Jesus. 1, big drop. 2, really hard thing to climb. It's ridiculous. Use your biotics, Shepard. This is when one of those jump packs like I had in Andromeda would have been really useful.
Shepard! Hang on!
This is Shepard. Give us your location.
I repeat,
need you. Give me your look.
The lieutenant's down. Our whole zone is collapsing. What happened to Shepard? Did they make it to the temple? I saw them. Wait, I've got a Reaper inbound. Please, is anybody there? Oh, goddess.
Kylie asked why this feels like the end game almost. Like end game, like the movie end game, or like the end game of this. Because this is the third act. It's the end. This is the beginning of the end. There's only a few more major story missions left.
Commander?
Ah, okay.
Counselor? The mission...
We've lost contact with Thessia. It's gone dark.
How soon will the Crucible be ready to deploy?
Counselor, I wish the news was better. We didn't get the information.
What happened?
Cerberus was there. We were defeated. We don't know how to finish the Crucible.
I don't know what to say. What was the situation on Thessia?
Deteriorating fast. The Reapers are there in strength.
Then you'll excuse me. There are preparations to make, continuity of civilization to consider. I never thought this day would come.
None of us did. Sorry.
Asari forces are in full retreat. It is no longer safe for us to remain in this system.
Get us out of here.
Shepard. Nobody could have predicted Cerberus would reach Thessia before us.
So it is actually kind of like Endgame. Wizkin says because the Reapers are freaking terrifying. I think it's more than that. I think it's that they're inevitable. That it's this slow march of the inevitable villain. We're making constant progress and constantly having these small victories that make a difference, that do matter. But regardless, we keep losing. And it really is similar to Endgame, right? So they find out where Thanos is, and they go to kill him, and they do, but it's too late. They've already lost. 5 years pass. They try to figure out how to fix things. And eventually they have a plan, and then they start to execute the plan. They start to gather the Infinity Stones, but then something goes wrong at the last minute. And it just looks like they won, but then boom, everything goes horribly wrong. And again, and again, and again, and again, we get these little turns, till it finally flips. Till it finally re-inverts. The upside down flips back over and becomes right side up again, right at the end. And that last snap ends it. And it's that last victory from the jaws of defeat that also makes this really thematically similar to Endgame. It does a fantastic job thematically representing this gradual series of victories in the face of inevitable loss, in the face of an undefeatable foe that eventually will lead to victory. But only barely, and only by what almost seems like a miracle.
It's my job to be prepared, no matter what. And now Thessia's lost, as is the data on the catalyst. I'm sick of Cerberus beating us to the punch.
Let's kick them in the balls first for a change.
I'm with James. Anyone know where they're hiding?
Cerberus could use good nut kick.
Well, there is something.
Let's hear it, Trainer.
I was able to track Kai Leng's shuttle through the relay and extrapolate his destination. But the signal disappeared in the Yera system.
Naturally.
It's not just gone, though. The signal is being actively blocked.
How?
I'm not sure, but something is interfering with all signal activity in that region of space.
Wizkid says, yeah, the inexorable march towards destruction.
Sanctuary and little else. Sanctuary is a supposed safe haven for war refugees.
You think it's worth checking out, Trainer?
Yes, Mom, I do.
If Specialist Trainer hadn't examined the data so astutely, the interference would have been undetectable.
Nice work, Trainer. You've given us a shot. Now let's make sure we don't waste it.
I was stationed on Horizon in the Lyra system, and you were the only Cerberus presence while I was there.
It's a slim lead. Let's hope it's the right one.
I don't care how slim the leads are at this point. We've come too far to let Cerberus stop us. I want that Prothean data. I want the catalyst. No excuses. Dismissed.
Commander, Admiral Anderson is available on VidCom.
Let's go talk to Anderson. That is gonna have to be another time, because we have other things to do in the interim. But that is our next major story mission.
Shepard, I heard about Thessia.
We were so close, Anderson. So damn close to ending this war.
You didn't think it'd be that easy, did you?
I knew going in there wouldn't be a minute of this war that was easy. But watching Thessia fall, and knowing it was my responsibility.
Shepard, you know how many times I got my ass handed to me over the years? Surviving the first contact war back in the day was a goddamn miracle. They said I was a hero. I just felt lucky to get out alive. So maybe Kai Lang did beat you. What of it?
It could cost us the war.
These guys in the Resistance, they know it's a losing proposition. They know the chances of seeing tomorrow are slim to none. But we all signed up anyway. Hell, I'm sitting in London right now staring at rubble. I was born here. And it's looking like I might die here too. So I say point us at the Reapers and we'll take our chances.
Kelly says I may be obsessively searching archery gear on Amazon now. Nice. But yeah, I think to be fair to Shepard, and I mean, let's be real here. You can't argue your way out of this kind of guilt. This is post-traumatic stress very clearly for Shepard. But like to be fair, Thessia would have fallen regardless of the outcome at the temple. Like, it was in the process of being destroyed. That would have been a tactical retreat with or without the data. It's just whether it ends the war immediately afterwards or not, and we're able to recover Thessia, retake it. Which hopefully we still can. It's just not going to be immediate. Same with Earth, though, really. Earth is just the same way. Regardless of finding it and what information we found on Mars, it was still a tactical withdrawal from a very much losing battle. Again, that inexorable march towards destruction that Wizkid mentioned, how Wizkid put it. Yeah, very true.
You'll make it, Anderson. And when this is all over, you can show me London.
It might need a new coat of paint first.
This'll be over soon.
It better. Shake this off, Shepard.
I will.
Anderson out.
I mean, really, just like any apocalypse, if you go away from major urban centers, things are not nearly as bad. Yeah, Wizkid says Earth is ground zero at this point. Yeah, Earth is the first, well, not the first, and actually, honestly, not the worst. I will say Karshan is the worst. Got the worst of it, and got the first of it. That was the Batarian capital got the worst. Got hit the worst in the first. But they were wiped out almost immediately, because a lot of their leadership were already indoctrinated. So they got completely wrecked. And when they did, that became a big problem. Bigger problem. for everybody else, because you've noticed the cannibals that are showing up as a major Reaper ground force. That's most of the Batarian population right there. Earth got hit next, but we at least put up a resistance, right? We've been very, very gradually fighting them as we've gone, and been getting support from the rest of the galaxy as well. So there's at least that. From Liara, Shepard thought it might be nice to spend some time away from the Normandy. Don't have anything particular in mind. Perhaps we can meet at your apartment and decide from there? Sure. Counselor Tavos, the situation on Thessia is far more dire than we ever expected. Communication between the matriarchs is in complete disarray, and our military has already been overwhelmed. For our civilization to have any chance of surviving, we're attempting an evacuation to save as many people as we can. I've already contacted Admiral Hackett for Alliance help, but I fear that my attempts to persuade him are in vain. We have secured ships from Rannoch to transport our people, but without Alliance fleets, we'll stand little chance against the Reapers. In return for any help, we will provide our remaining ships in the fight to retake Earth. If the Normandy can lend assistance even without Alliance support, we'll give you the location on Thessia where you can find a collection of what we now know to be Prothean memory shards, acquired over the centuries. Your experience on Eden Prime may allow you to see if they hold something of value to the building of the Crucible. I know we do not always see things equally, but I hope you can look past our differences in order to convince the Admiralty to assist Thessia in its most desperate hour. May the goddess be with you, Counselor Tavos. Wizkin asks, so wait, the Batarians are just extinct at this point? Very, very close to it. Their entire government has collapsed. Their homeworld is basically destroyed. It's under complete Reaper occupation and is being processed almost completely. Most of the surviving Batarians are spread out throughout the rest of the galaxy. A lot of them are criminals. A lot of them are refugees. There is still a population of them. They still exist, but their homeworld is more or less wiped out. Certainly their government isn't coming back after the war, based on all accounts. From Tally, Shepard, next time we're on the Citadel, I'd love to come by. No rush, but it's nice to have a place there you can call home. Oh, Kolyat. Commander, I was somewhat surprised to receive a comm from the Council. They would like to hold what humans call a memorial service. Where it is held does not matter so much as who attends. I would like for you to be there, as well as those people in the Normandy who knew my father. I understand at Human Services people speak well of the dead. It seems appropriate for you to conduct this part as the commander of the Normandy. To be honest, I'm somewhat nervous. I might recall an inappropriate memory in front of everyone. Thank you. This would mean a great deal to me. Okay. Jack. Shep, I hear the Silver Sun strip place has a combat simulator. I feel like kicking the crap out of something. Get your ass down here if you're game. Yeah. Cortez says, now we've got a little downtime on the Citadel. I wanted to share something with you. Taking the shuttle to Silver Sun strip. Meet me there. Okay. Good. You opened this message, you son of a bitch. This isn't actually a sorry military command. They're busy tending to what's left of their planet. So you survived our fight on Thessia. You're not as weak as I thought. I'm just gonna... You get the idea. He's from Kai Lang. Dickhead. Alright. Nothing new there. Admiral Hackett has convened a session of the Alliance Command over the QEC in order to discuss... Okay. Yep. Let's do that. Okay, so let's strategize about evacuating Thessia. Shepard, the admirals were just discussing from Kalovich how those damn people have screwed us at every turn, and Ahern here wants us to play the Good Samaritan. These people are civilians who did nothing wrong. We should condemn them for what their government... shouldn't condemn them for what their government did. They deserve our help. Kalovich, mark my words. We save the Matriarch's collective asses, and the Counselor will stand in the bodies of our dead soldiers and make herself a saint by telling people how she convinced us to help when she caused this whole mess in the first place. Maybe, but we can get all their remaining fleets and personnel to fight the Reapers. Can't you see the big picture? They should have been helping from the start instead of hiding the key to a super weapon in their backyard. You can't just fix this with the fleets. Shit, everybody else is already stepping up, and most of them have got nothing left to live for anyway. We can't just ignore the Asari fleets either. Those Destiny-class dreadnoughts out there, just waiting to fly our colors. It's a huge advantage in this war, no matter what you think of them. If their fleets are so great, why aren't they defending the Rannoch transports during the evac? They will be. They held up against the Reapers, but a lot better than we did. But they're still taking one hell of a beating, besides the Counselor. We've got no real leadership left. The senior matriarchs are all on Thessia, and Solarian intel suggests everything is hanging by a thread. I'm not a huge fan either, but the truth is, the Asari are not going to be much of a military unless we get at least some of the matriarchs out of there. So they gamble with the galaxy's very survival, refusing to help anyone but themselves. Where were they when Earth was burning? And now, with their backs against the wall, they expect us to save them? This isn't about who's right or who's wrong, it's about making sure there are people left when this damn war is over. I don't like it either. If we have to make nice and do some bullshit humanitarian mission to get those fleets, and I say we just do it and get this over with. Hack it. We're just going in circles, Shepard. Who are you siding with on this one? Obviously a Hearn. Let's help. Definitely help. WizKid says, so the people live, talking about Batarians, but the culture is basically dead. You say, ouch. I say, okay, that's fine. This is another thing, another major thing that I wound up exploring in our tabletop, which again takes place after the war. The Batarian hegemony is basically space North Korea. It is a horrible, brutal dictatorship built on slavery. It is highly militaristic. It is incredibly expansionary and hostile to outsiders, and brutal to its own citizens in a rigid caste system. As that falls apart, like most of the Batarians that we see are either criminals or refugees, people who have left this, seeking life elsewhere. So, I mean, despite the massive casualties, the destruction of the Batarian hegemony is not necessarily a bad thing. Kylie says, y'all, I'm really sleepy and falling in and out of sleep. I think that's my cue to get to bed. Good night, y'all. Love the live stream. Can't wait for the next one. Make sure you catch the ending of this one, because I have one or two things that I really, really need to do. Hopefully one of them is meeting Joker for drinks on the Citadel. And as I said, it is the funniest cutscene in any video game I have ever played. It is definitely worth coming back for watching. So, check this out later. I'll remind everybody. Good night. See you next time. Let's support a Hearn here in helping them. I'm not going to sacrifice my men's lives just for a goddamn thank you note. No way we should risk the fleets on this. What do you suggest? You want to get us on board? They give us all of their beacon research. Everything they have. All of it. Even without the Prothean cipher, they've had it for centuries, with plenty of time to study it. It's a gold mine, and it's time those pretentious matriarchs knocked down a peg. You want to extort an entire race? You can't be serious. And we'll call it a treaty. Who cares? This war is too costly to do things out of the goodness of our hearts. They're asking us to take a huge risk with our fleet. So if they really want our help, then they're going to pay a price. If not, they can forget it. There's no way they'll ever agree to that. You know that. You know this. Even if they agreed, their military is going to find out and second-guess everything we say. We can't have the Asari doubting us or our war strategies when we take the battle back to Earth. Well, they'll agree to the terms. Their military won't question anything. We'll get their full cooperation because the Counselor doesn't want to answer questions about breaking galactic law or hoarding Prothean tech. I hear that's a big deal. And what if we win this war? Then what? We won't get any type of Asari support for reconstruction when this is over. The Asari will do everything they can to make sure the Council blocks all of our requests. Infrastructure, supplies, technical assistance, all gone. If we send our fleets, we get the job done. We get their firepower. I agree, we should save these people, not shake them down. We need to send in our fleet. If we send our fleet, we'll be sending thousands of humans to their deaths. Not to mention the ships that are lost that could be better used somewhere else, like taking Earth back. And if by some miracle we win this war, the matriarchs will have a civil war on their hands or be too busy dodging indictments to pick up a hammer. It's now or never. We won't get a second chance at this. They want us to sacrifice our ships and thousands of soldiers, give us the data. We see how advanced they are when they take on the Reapers alone. Damn it, Boris, stop being such an asshole. It's not like the Alliance has done shit we regret. Bottom line is, they don't deserve our help, and if we had an ounce of honor, we would refuse them outright. We risk our troops, there has to be a price. Shepard, you've been awfully quiet. What's your take on this? I'm leaning towards forcing a treaty here. Again, because the Asari have been hiding this technology for literally thousands of years, including from humans, from the Systems Alliance, from Earth, from the whole Council, and I think we realistically can force it, and then bring up the issue later and retake the political power. So, you know what? Let's do it. Conference reconvenes. Hackett. I spoke with the Asari counselor. To say she's pissed, understatement, but without any real alternative, she agreed to our terms. Damn right she did. But she feels that 2 fleets will be more effective in getting the job done. You're shitting me? 2 fleets? It's almost half our forces. Tadius. Oh, Hearn, right. Tadius, even you have to see this is insane. Yeah, we can't afford 2 fleets. I could take the 6th and a few battle groups with the 5th. The 6th needs to be combat tested anyway. They've been in reserve since Asgard. That'll have to do. 2 would be more effective. She's right, but we can't spare them. Asgard being the system with Terra Nova. Mikhailovich, even that's a huge gamble. Look, the Normandy is equipped to go in undetected and get us the intel and coordinates we need for the transports. There's no need to risk fleets of this size. Shepard, it's up to you, but that's the sensible way to go. They need the fleets, and we actually do want to help them, so let's do it. Goodskid says, so basically it looks bad, but it might not be as bad as it otherwise looks like. Or otherwise, I guess you mean otherwise could be. With respect to the Batarians. It's bad. It's just that the Batarian hegemony is awful. It's a terrible, oppressive government, so it being crushed is not necessarily a bad thing. Alright, let's leave and ping.
Signal confirmed.
What? That's not what I thought. Weird. Frame. Ah. Yeah, it is, it's very bad for the Batarians, but the fact that it's bad for the Batarians means that it's bad for the Batarian government, and the fact that it's bad for the Batarian government is kind of a good thing. Alright, let's check out the rest of this nebula, shall we? There's a lot here, apparently. Ping.
I found something.
Hello. That's a lot of Reapers. Oof. Back to the Citadel. So I don't want to... Maybe I should do all of the scanning here. Okay, fuel. That's good.
Reapers eluded.
I'm gonna do this relatively quickly. Like I said, I want to get back to the Citadel before it's before we're out of time. We do have an evacuation to manage.
Signal confirmed.
Hello. WizKid says it fits that there would be total authoritarians would be easy to indoctrinate. It's also because they were desperate for advanced military research, and so they wound up examining a Reaper corpse, a dead Reaper, that effectively indoctrinated a lot of their military high command. It's not necessarily a cultural thing, but more of a secrecy thing. Come on, really? Nothing here. Ah, something. Oh, come on, really?
Faster than light jump successful.
And Whiskey says, right, because they're power-mongering authoritarians. Right. Yeah, they're they're isolationists, so they're not open to trade or alternative ways of gathering technology through cooperative means. So basically, any kind of technology they have to invent on their own. It's one of the dangers of isolationism is that can lead to intense desperation, especially if you see other species or other civilizations as a threat rather than potential allies. Which is a characteristic of authoritarian regimes as well. They tend to see other civilizations primarily as threats rather than as potential partners. All right. That's everything here. Back to Parnatha. About what is it, Thessia? Just go to Thessia? do I do the Thessia evacuation thing? Okay, well, I don't want to do Sanctuary yet, obviously. Let's... Oh. Okay. Here. Final instructions before launching the evacuation. That be here? Ah! Oh, media opportunity. I will have to do that. I'll wait till next time, I think. About the rescue opportunity. I think I'll do that next time. Priority orders. Okay. Recover intel. Alright, primary objective, recover intel. Secondary, oversee evacuation. Scout evacuation areas. Signal the fleets into the system via the scanning pulse. Recover evacuees and lead transport flotilla to the highlighted fleet. Oh my gosh. Signal the fleet to confirm readiness to dock. Repeat until ground or fleet command indicates further action is not viable. Secondary objective, avoid casualties. Fleet objective is to prevent enemy forces from interfering with the evacuation. Ground objective is to maintain orderly evacuation zones to prevent enemy incursion or action against transport flotilla. Priority is to avoid casualties to the fleet. Press launch to travel to the Athena Nebula and commence evacuation. Okay, so scout areas, signal the fleets with the pulse. Recover evacuees, leading the flotilla to the highlighted fleet. Signal the fleet to confirm readiness to dock. Repeat. Let's do it. Let's see how this goes. I remember this being fairly difficult.
Reaper IFF activated. Self-drive engaged. Take us in, Joker.
Okay. Exchange for your assistance. The Thessian government has granted you access to one of the remote military research facilities in Thessia where the beacon is kept. As you stand before it, you hear the whispers of an echo. Observe a dull glow emanating from the inactive monolith awakens. As you approach, you feel your mind begin to commune with the device, only to be snapped back to the present by the sound of distant explosions devastating the surface above you. An ever-present reminder that you're running out of time. Something like this. Ilos. I think Ilos. Okay. In order to interact with both the Thessian cities and the evacuation vessels, you must scan each location every time. Okay, here we go. So Thessia has been doing relatively well against the Reapers because of the significant biotics, number of biotics there are. Molly.
I found something.
Let's check Cerberus first. And this is one of those really cool gameplay and story synergy moments, because the there is the Reaper ground forces, husks and things, are incredibly vulnerable to biotics, meaning that Thessia was very hard to invade. Alright, it appears caught the Reapers by surprise. The initial landings at this location are incident-free, and ground troops have been deployed to establish a perimeter. The spaceports are overcrowded with far more people than we can fit in one transport run. Everyone is desperate to escape, but so far the boarding has been relatively orderly. We have limited capacity. Who should we prioritize? Matrix. University of Cerberus. Okay, cool. Here's it coming. Okay, minimal resistance. Seems like they're doing well. Alright, let's keep going. Sorry, fleet. It's doing fine. Molly. Alright, Reaper Force is moving quickly. Let's Let's do matriarchs. More matriarchs. Sixth Fleet. Okay. Just Nymphna. Okay. Fusion destroyers, fighter squadrons deploying. Okay. Let's keep going. Sorry if he takes damage. That's fine. Ooh, that was close. Heavy fire. Hades cannons near the city edge. Losing ground quickly. Could be our last run. Resistance fighters. People. People first. Oh, you kidding me? Over there. Oh, crap. Oh, that was really close. Alright. Engaging in contacts. Yeah, no, let's keep going. We gotta keep going. First fleet lost. Shit. Alright, let's try Cerberus one more time. Ohio Amp Artificers. Alright, and then we gotta go. That's it. Alright, we gotta call it. Alright, let's get out of here. That'll have to do. Okay. All right. We managed to do a pretty good evacuation. And that brings us right back to the Citadel. So let's go. Let's dock. Let's go to Silver's Unstripped for now. We have other stuff to do on the main part of the Citadel, but let's go here first. Talk to some squad mates, hang out with some people, do some fun stuff. Try to save Joker. We'll try to meet up with Joker too. Okay, Joker's doing a thing. Let's go shoot some stuff with Jack. That sounds like a great time to me. Oh, wait, what was it? Oh, Cortez wants to hang out. Let's hang out with Cortez. Before we do that, I want to end it with Joker, ideally, because his thing is first, like I said. Perfect.
Welcome aboard, Shepard.
So where are we going?
Activating external cameras.
Ooh.
I didn't know this shuttle had virtual windows.
Bet there's more you don't know about this bird.
What's that supposed to mean?
Before Mass Effect fields, there was no such thing as inertial dampeners.
Yeah?
Here, feel this.
Whoa.
That, my friend, is unadulterated momentum. Want to really feel it?
Show me.
You see? Doesn't take much to pull a few G's. Back in the day, pilots would wear G-suits. It squeezes your body so that the blood stays in your head in tight maneuvers. I'd wear a G-suit when flying my Trident. In a fighter, it's common to transfer power from the inertial dampeners to other systems.
You miss flying fighters? Can't imagine you're too thrilled to be flying a shuttle.
Hell no. I'm not just any shuttle pilot. I'm your shuttle pilot. Wouldn't have it any other way. When you're on the ground, weapon in hand, you're invincible. But when we're approaching an LZ, you're just another soldier. Vulnerable. Nothing you can do if we're shot down. Getting you to the ground alive is a responsibility I wouldn't trust to anyone else.
I'm fortunate to have you, Steve.
Anytime, Shepard.
There's no way that's even remotely legal, but all the better. Oh, man. That's great. Okay. Alright, now let's go shoot some stuff with Jack. How about that? Sounds like a great time to me. Before I do that, let me switch out weapons. I don't want to be carrying all of this in here. Because there's definitely don't need the assault rifle, or the sniper rifle. Realistically, yeah. Yeah, I'll keep the pistol. I just don't need the sniper rifle. Even though that's rank 10 now, that's much better. Still ultralight materials, but not enough. No. Don't need it for in here. Let's head back up.
The next match will be starting soon. Good luck to the competitors.
Heard there's a new high score.
In the meantime, over the week between last game and this one, I unlocked everything for in here. So we are probably next week, I guess, going to be doing some more of these. Some more of the sort of quests that are in here.
Hey, glad you can make it. I've got us set up.
Some of the like assignment type quests, things that people want to do, our fans have us have for us, you know. All right, let's see, Jack. Well, what we got, what we can do.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's combat night in the Armax Arsenal Arena.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Starting round 1. Kill streak. 3, 4, 5.
Ooh, that did it.
Round 1 is over. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Kill streak. 3. Kill streak. 3, 4, 5. 6.
Oh,
I'm gonna beat you until candy comes out. Ah!
I love that.
Damn, it's nice to relax. Just cutting loose, not worrying about the kids.
It's worth the stress to watch the people you're commanding come into their own, though.
Shut up.
Who said I was talking about you?
You know, if there is a god, that's what she sounds like. Just a big, deep boom. But you know, everything's gonna be okay. Thanks for coming, Shepard.
Wouldn't have missed it.
Oh man. All right. Let's get out of here. All right, we can do a couple more things, I think. I think if... Hold on, I gotta check for a couple of things on the map. See who we have waiting around to meet. Okay.
New player. New player.
Looks exactly the same as the others.
Let's go check our email really quick. See if I got anything. No, do that. Let's go check the email really quick in the apartment. Let's not invite anybody up to the apartment. Time is a factor. We'll start off with some of that next time. I definitely want to go meet Joker at the bar. Assuming he is there. I think he is, but make sure. Like I said, WizKid, I don't know if you've actually seen this. It is his Joker's story here. It is absolutely hilarious. Let's not do these yet. Let's wait. Nothing new? Nothing new. Alright. It's a lot of email. That's it. Nothing new. So, alright, let's go to the bar. Or maybe we'll go to the noodle place. We'll see. We might need to go to the noodle place first. There's a noodle place.
I had this perfect spot. Long sight lines. So can we expect more Elcor Shakespeare from you?
Actually, I've had the production of Macbeth.
In there, alright.
Come on in. Might be your lucky day.
Okay, let's head upstairs. Alright, let me make a quick save here, just so I know this is the one right before the thing. Alright, here we go.
I was here when Cerberus attacked, and I don't remember seeing you. I think I caught a glimpse of Commander Shepard fighting over by the elevator bay, though.
Well, yeah, Shepard was protecting the Council, but I had my own problems to deal with. You see, I was down by the docking bay near CSEC headquarters.
Ha! Commander Shepard is chasing the Council! This is our chance!
Oh shit! Cerberus!
Ha ha ha! It's Joker! He can barely walk! How's he going to stop us?
Like this. It's joking time.
Oh, we were fools to underestimate Joker! Oh no!
Yes, you were. That's right. You just landed on the island of Dr. Me. And that's pretty much how it happened. Which is why you should comp my drinks.
No.
Oh, come on.
I barely believe what they're saying about Shepard.
You?
I don't think so.
Okay, trying not to be offended there. Look, if Shepard were here... Shepard! Hi!
I'm Commander Shepard, and I'll vouch for my pilot. Jeff Moreau is a hero. Everyone in this room owes him their lives, myself included.
I'm so sorry, Commander. I had no idea. Drinks are on me, Lieutenant.
Thanks, Commander.
You can pay me back later.
Oh, God, I love it. All right. I think that's a great place to end it. The Island of Dr. Me. Get it, Moreau? Jeff Moreau. Anyway. That's wonderful. That is spectacular. Like I said, that is one of my favorite parts of this game. One of my favorite, possibly my favorite cutscene of any game I have ever seen. But like I said, that is about all the time we have for tonight, so thank you all for joining me once again. Again, keep an eye out for a video coming out tomorrow on the different versions of the problem of evil, talking about philosophy of religion, and potentially, if, like I said again, if anyone would be interested in such a thing, I may be putting another video out soonish, within the next week or two. Excuse me, on some responses to these problems, or this problem, the problem of evil. It's a little late for my class to benefit from it too much, so I may be devoting time elsewhere. But again, that's open to your guys' suggestions. So if you would really like to see a video like that, please let me know, and I will put some work into it. Otherwise, another video I've got coming up that I've been doing some prep for is looking at the cosmology of Dungeons & Dragons, and sort of comparing it to the scholastic medieval Christian cosmology, looking the comparisons and contrast points. So that might also be something to look at as well, which again, if you're more interested in something like that, then I can devote a little more time to that. That might be a little more time incoming, because there will be some editing involved. Either way, certainly have a video coming out tomorrow. May have another one in the next week or two on one of a few topics, something like that. Otherwise, join me again Thursday night for more Dragon Age Origins. We're going to be continuing through the Deep Roads and maybe actually getting to the creepy, disturbing part that I've been advertising for the last forever. And then back right here Monday to continue in Mass Effect 3, hang out with some more squad mates, do some more arena fighting, and do some more side questy types of stuff. We're probably not going to get into any real main story quest things next week, unless we do. We might. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thank you one more time for joining me, and I will see you next time.